Freelancing is beautiful. You get total freedom to choose if you pull an all-nighter on Tuesday or Wednesday for $5. It's 4 in the morning, my eyes are bleeding, and I am currently negotiating the 81st shade of navy blue. They call it scope creep. You agree to one quick edit, and suddenly you are building an entire universe for free. Welcome to the race to the bottom. I love fighting thousands of people globally to design a logo for $5. The client promised this would lead to more exposure. Exposure is just a fancy word for not being able to buy groceries. My spine currently feels like a crumpled accordion. The algorithm does not care about human posture or your basic sanity. Oh, look, another revision request. Apparently, the font doesn't scream corporate synergy loudly enough for their upcoming third quarter slideshow. Sometimes I wonder if they even look at the files, or if this is just a psychological endurance test for cheap labor. I am running entirely on spite and cold brew from yesterday morning. My blood is basically battery acid at this point. But hey, being your own boss is totally worth the impending mental breakdown and the sheer lack of a dental plan. I need to leave this artificial blue cave. If I stare at this screen any longer, I will literally dissolve into pixels. Out here in the wild at 4 in the morning, hunting for synthetic energy to artificially extend my lifespan. Platforms make you buy connects just to apply for gigs, which means I am literally paying my own money to beg. You throw those tokens into the digital void, hoping some tech bro picks you to design his disruptive dog walking app. The client loves your pitch, demands a free sample, and then ghosts you completely, like a terribly awkward Tinder date. You finally realize you just spent $3 actual to not get a job that was only paying $20 anyway. They slap the title independent contractor on us illegally. Brilliant way to completely avoid paying for basic human necessities. No health insurance, 0 paid time off, and absolutely no mercy when the algorithm decides to throttle your profile visibility. We traded the corporate cubicle for a non-stop 24/7 panic attack, all while pretending we are building a glorious empire. Meanwhile, my supposed empire is currently crumbling because someone cannot decide between navy blue and slightly darker navy blue. At least, this toxic sludge tastes exactly like artificial green, apple, and terrible life choices. So, that is a win. Time to go sit in my mobile depression chamber and evaluate exactly how I ended up in this specific timeline. I am officially declaring this Honda Civic a sovereign nation, where toxic clients hold absolutely zero jurisdiction. People ask why. I do not just walk away from these insane, demanding gigs when they abuse me. You cannot build healthy boundaries with a client when your checking account is literally screaming for life support. Without an emergency fund, you are not actually a free entrepreneur making boss moves in the digital economy. You are just a hostage with a ring light, desperately begging for a 5-star review to survive. Financial gurus love preaching about investing, but they completely miss the gritty reality of why cash reserves matter. An emergency fund is not about buying a boat. It is your personal shield against absolute corporate exploitation. Having 3 months of rent saved up gives you the magical, undeniable power to finally say the word no. It lets you walk away from the scope creep and the endless revisions without facing literal starvation tomorrow. Unfortunately, my current emergency fund consists of loose change under this passenger seat and half a protein bar. Time to go back up to the blue cave and surrender my soul for another $5 miserable. The sun is coming up, which means my nocturnal shift is officially colliding with the morning rush hour of despair. I have spent the last 6 hours negotiating with a tyrant over digital pixels to secure a $5 payout. Submitting the 81st version of this file feels less like a victory and more like signing a forced confession. I clicked send. The deed is done. My dignity has been officially traded for half the price of a sandwich. The grindset culture tells you to keep pushing, but right now, I am pushing myself straight into an early grave. Tomorrow, I will start building that emergency fund, so I never have to endure the specific psychological torture ever again. But for right now, I need to go unconscious before my heart literally explodes from cheap caffeine and immense regret. At least, I have the absolute freedom to cry myself to sleep at my own strictly self-imposed, unpaid convenience. If any of you actually have an emergency fund, drop a comment and tell me what financial peace tastes like.